Good morning. My name is Suki. I'm one of the palliative physiotherapists covering the day therapy unit and inpatient unit at Thames Hospice. Today in this video, we'll be looking more of a seated exercises. All exercises demonstrated and the repetitions suggested are just a guide. Please start with whatever you could do and gradually build over time. Remember to rest in between your exercises and repetitions. Your body could slightly feel warmer and your breathing could be slightly heavier than normal, which is okay. But make sure that you're able to talk and speak to others. If you experience any pain or a chest pain, it's more important to stop those exercises and seek a medical attention. And everybody is different and you might feel different on different days. It's quite normal. Just listen to your body. When you feel really great, just try to do a little bit more and a bit less on your bad days and work towards your best ability. And for you to begin with your exercises, make sure that you have a steady, stable chair and a cushion to support your back. And also you do have a jug of water, which is quite closer for you to reach. You can do this exercise alone with the music at the background or watching a telly. And when you do those exercises, you don't need to do them all together. You can sometimes pick only a few exercises and do. So it's all about your comfort when you do those exercises. And again, when you go through the exercises, the exercise is going to be in 3 sections. One is the warm-up, and the next one is your strengthening exercises for your upper limb and lower limb. And then the last one would be your stretchings, which would be your cool down. The benefits of these exercises all helps to mobilize your joints and help to reduce the stiffness and increase the range of motion, and it also improves your circulation. Now, to start with the warm-up exercises, if you could slightly move forwards in the chair, but if you could not move forwards in the chair, that's perfectly fine to sit more upright with the and in a taller position with the cushion at the back. So to start up with the warm-up exercises, let's start from the neck. You're going to turn your neck towards your left shoulder and gently to the middle. And then you're going to turn your neck towards the right shoulders. So just move as far as you could, but without any jerky movements. And make sure your movement is very smooth and settled as you do them. So again, try to do the couple of times, 5 to 6 times. So let's do a couple of times. Again, turning your neck towards the left side and back to the middle and then to the left. Again, back to the middle and 3 to the right shoulder and back to the center and again onto your left. And 3 more to go. Again on your right, back to the middle and to the left. And to the middle, and 2 more, and back to the middle, and then to the right. Again to the middle, and 1 more towards your right, back to the middle, and to the left, and gently towards the middle. The next one, we're going to do your neck lifting. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit more upright, feet flat on the floor, your hands onto your knees. So you're going to gently lift your neck up to the ceiling. You would feel the stretch in front of your neck. And then try and tuck your chin towards your chest. 1. And back to the middle. You're going to do this about 5 to 6 times. So let's do a few more. Again, 2 up. And try and tuck your chin towards your chest. 2. 3 up. As you do them, you would find that your joints are getting loosened, especially your neck joints. And 2 more. 5 up. And down. And the last 1 more, again up and down and back to the middle. So now you're going to sit more back and more upright. And if you could, you're going to stretch your right leg out. And then you're going to rotate your right ankle gently clockwise. 1 and back, 2 and back, 3 and back, 4. Make sure you're moving very smooth, nice and gentle. And back, 5 and back, 1 more, 6 and back, and rest. As you do them, you feel like your ankle joints are getting more looser. So we're going to repeat the same thing on your left leg as well. Try and stretch your left leg out. And then you're going to rotate your left ankle clockwise gently. 1. Going to do it about 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more, 6, and gently back. Perfect. So as you do those exercises, if needed, you could have your arms onto the armrest of the chair, or you can just keep your arms onto your knees and do them. So the next one we're going to do is the spot marching. This is also a warm-up exercise. For this, you need to gently move forwards in the chair, about 2/3, and make sure your feet are resting on the floor. When you do them, you can keep your hands onto the either sides of your shoulder, or you could keep, if it is getting harder, you can also keep your hands onto the armrest of the chair. So let's begin with the spot marching. So let's start. Lift up, 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 and relax. Perfect. As you were doing, you could feel that your breathing is getting heavier, and you can feel that your lungs and your heart is working a bit more harder, which is quite normal. So once you finished this, so try and move back in your chair a little bit backwards. Again, trying to sit more upright. So you're going to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And then you're going to blow through your mouth. We're going to do this about 6 times. Again, 2, breathe in and blow out. Again, 3, breathe in and blow out. As you do them, make sure your shoulders are more relaxed and do not lift your shoulder high enough. Again, 3, breathe in and blow out. Again, breathe in and blow out. And 1 more, breathe in and blow out. And relax. Perfect. And this is the end of the warm-up. And the next we would move on to the actual strengthening exercises. So I'm going to have a sip of water. As an exercise routine, it's good to hydrate yourself and make sure you hydrate yourself well enough in between your exercise. So we have completed our lower limb exercises, beginning with the warm-up and the exercise. And now we're going to do the same thing for the upper limb as well. If you like to do the upper limb and lower limb together, you do not need to do the warm-up separately. If you do the warm-up just once and complete the whole exercise and end up doing the stretchings, that's perfect. So now I'm going to begin. Sit as comfortable you could, moving back in your chair and resting your feet flat on the floor. what most of us does is we always concentrate doing most of the exercises and the most of the big joints, and we forget about working onto a smaller joints and to mobilize them. Today we are also going to focus onto the smaller joints, which would be your fingers and the thumb and the wrist. So let's begin with your finger closing and parting as first. So if you could try and stretch your hands both out and your palm facing upwards. And for this position, before you put your hands out, make sure your back is more upright and still. And sometimes people find it hard to raise their hands more or to stretch them out against the gravity. If you find it's hard for you to place your hands completely outward and to do the exercise, you can rest your hands even onto your thigh. So I'm going to show you the version of doing it completely stretching your hands outward. So which is a quite challenging exercise compared to placing your hands onto your thighs. So let's begin. So you're going to stretch your hands. For this, you're going to place your palm up. So from this position, you're going to part all your fingers out. So you're going to stretch open them and then you're going to close them. So you're going to do this about 10 times. So again, 2, spread out and close gently. Again, 3, spread out and close. 4, spread out and close. 5, spread out and close. 6, spread out and close. 4 more to go, spread out and close. 3 more, spread out and close. 2 more, spread out and close. 1 more, spread out and close and relax, resting your hand back onto your knees. Sometimes when you have a difficulties to lift up or doing a fine motor action, lifting a cup of water or buttoning and unbuttoning, those exercise helps. The next exercise is also for your hands, which is for your fingers. So you're going to bend all your fingers and you're going to try and stretch them. To begin with this exercise, again, stay still, sitting upright in your chair, more backwards in your chair. And then once you're ready, try and stretch both your hands out to your shoulder level. And again, your palm up, turn your hands, palm facing up. So we're going to do the finger flexion and extension exercise. So you're going to bend all your fingers, touching the palm. And as you touch the palm, try and clench them and relax. And we are going to repeat this for 10 times. Again, 2 and relax. 3 and relax. 4 and back. 5 and relax. 6, don't forget to clench and back. 4 more, bend and relax. 3 more, clench and relax. 2 more, bend, clench and relax. 1 more and relax and rest. And as I said for the previous exercise, even for this exercise, you can stretch and do them, or you can just rest your hands onto your thigh and then try and bend your fingers. Start with a minimal effort and then you can gradually increase stretching your arms outward. The next one is we are going to move on to our thumb flexion and extension exercises. Again, the previous 2 exercises and this exercises help to strengthen your hand muscles overall together. Again, to begin with this exercise, you're going to stretch both hands out, sitting more upright and back. And again, you're going to place your palm up. So from this position, you're going to bend both the thumbs towards your palm. And then you're going to stretch them out. We're going to do this about 10 times. Again, you're going to bend and stretch out, and 3, and stretch out, 4, and stretch out, 5, and stretch out, 6, and stretch out, 7, and stretch out, 8, and stretch out, 2 more, bend and stretch out, 1 more, bend and stretch out, and relax. You would feel that all exercises are beneficial if you do them nice, slow, rhythmic pattern. As you do this exercise, you realize it's not just your hands are working, your whole arms are working. You start to find a little bit aches around your upper arm, which is quite normal because you're holding your whole of your arm against the gravity. You feel that your arm is starting to ache. The next exercise is your wrist rotation. You can do this exercise sitting most back in your chair or moving forwards. It's entirely up to you. So today I'm going to show you sitting backwards. So for this exercises, you need to stretch your hands again both outward to your shoulder level, and you're going to bend all your fingers making a fist, and then you're going to rotate both wrist clockwise making a small circle. 1, 2, 3, nice relaxed circles, small circles. 4, 5, 6, we're going to do about 10, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more, 10, and relax. If you could do, it's really beneficial if you could do the same exercise rotating your wrist anti-clockwise as well. For the wrist rotation, you should always stretch your hands outwards, and you will not be able to do those exercises resting your hands onto the thigh. The next exercises is to work on to your elbows. So for this exercises, again, you need to sit more upright backwards and your posture nice and tall. And you can also do this exercises moving forwards in the chair. So today I'm going to show moving forwards in the chair. So try and move forwards in the chair, getting your bottom forwards about 2/3, resting your feet flat on the floor. And again, you're going to try and stretch both hands out to your shoulder level. And this time you're going to bring both your palms up. Following this, you're going to bring all the fingers so that your fingers get to touch your shoulders, and you do the elbow bending, and you're going to stretch them out. So we're going to do this about 10 times. Again, 2, bend and stretch out, 3, and stretch out, 4, and stretch out, 5, and stretch out, 6, stretch out, 7, and stretch out, 8, and stretch out, 2 more, bend and stretch out, 1 more, bend and stretch out, and rest. This exercise really helps to strengthen your biceps, the muscles which is in front of your arm. This exercises can also be done with the help of a water bottle or a can or a tin available around at home. Today I'm going to show what is with me. So to begin with it, try and make sure your feet are flat on the floor, your back is more upright, and you're sitting more forwards in the chair. Before you begin the exercise, make sure your arms are tucked in close towards your shoulder. So you're going to bend your elbows so that you bring the can towards your shoulder and gently back. You can either do this on your right side and move on to the left side, or you could do it alternatively. Today I'm going to show doing completely on the right side and doing left side separately. Again, 2 bend and back. Again, 3 bend and back. 4 and back. 5 and back. 6 and back. So you could feel a better movement if you try and maintain your elbows in 90 degree at all time. 5 more to go. Again, bend and back. 4 more, bend and back. 3 more, bend and back. 2 more, bend and back. 1 more, bend and back, and rest. You can place the can which you hold on your right hand, and we're going to do the same thing on your left side. So make sure that again your arms are close towards your shoulder, and then you maintain your elbows to the 90 degree. So from this position you're going to bend your elbows and back. Again, 2 bend and back. 3 and back. 4 and back. 5 and back. 6 and back. 7 and back. 8 and back. 2 more to go. Bend and back. 1 more, bend and back, and rest. So now let's try and place the other can as well down. We have done really well so far, and I'm sure that you all would be exhausted, but please do not give up. There's only a few more to go, I promise. So the next one is we're going to work onto our triceps, which is the muscles on your arms, on your back of your arms. To begin with these exercises, you can sit forwards in your chair, or you can also sit right behind the chair. I always prefer sitting forwards in the chair because you get enough room to take your hands all the way back. So to begin with this exercise, make sure your feet is flat on the floor. And also you would require 2 cans for these exercises. So I'm going to do it on my right side and then move on to my left side. And there's no harm if you do want to do it alternatively. Sometimes it could be tiring for you if you completely do all the 10 reps on one side and move on to the other side. So some of them prefer doing alternatively. But today I'm going to show on one side, completing on one side and then moving on to the other side. So try and keep your feet flat. Again, your elbows bend to the 90 degrees and your cans onto your thigh. So you're going to gently get your cans backward, extending your hands, but keeping your back more upright. Just extend as far as you could and back. Again, 2, extend and back. Again, 3, extend and back. 4 and back. 5 and back. 6 and back. 7. Just extend only as per your limits and back. 8 and back. 9 and back. One more. 10 and back and rest. So we're going to do the same thing on the left side as well. Before we move on to the left side, if you would like, you could keep the can on your right side or continue. So I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. So try and stretch your left hand backwards. And again to the beginning position. Again, stretch out and back. 3 and back. 4 and back. 5 and back. 5 more to go. Stretch out and back. 6 and back. Again, stretch out and back. 8 and back. 9 and back. One more, stretch out and back and rest. While you do those exercises, if anything is painful or achy around your arms or shoulders, I would recommend not to do them. All these exercises are helping you to maintain your posture throughout those exercises, and also they are helping to maintain your core strength. The next exercises would be your shoulder exercises. So you're going to gently do the shoulder rotations. For these exercises, you're going to move forwards in your chair and you're going to rest your feet flat on the floor. You can do it both the sides onto the same time, or you can just do one side and move on to the other side. But today I'm going to show you doing both the side at the same time. So to begin these exercises, you're going to keep your feet flat on the floor, sitting more upright and tall, and your hands onto the knees. So you're going to begin raising both your shoulders up, taking them back and rolling off all the way down and forwards. So we're going to do this about 10 times. Up, back, forward and down. 8 more to go. Up, back, down and forward. So up, back, down and forward. 7 up, back, down and forward. 6 more. Up, back, down and forward. So you're going to lift your shoulders up, back, and you're going to drop them and you're going to bring them forward. 5 more to go. Up, back, down and forward. 4 more. Up, back, down and forward. 3 more. Up, back, down, forward. 2 more. Up, back, down, forward. 1 more. Up, back, down and forward. and relax. So you're going to do the alternative movement with your rotation, with your shoulder rotation. This time you're going to take both your shoulders back, up, forward and down. And we're going to repeat this for 10 times. Back, up, forward and down. Back, up, forward and down. Back, up, forward and down. 5 more to go. Back, up, forward and down. 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 And last one more. Back, up, forward and down. You can also do these exercises bringing your fingers towards your shoulders to guide you a little bit more with your movement. And we're going to do the same movement, but this time your fingers onto your shoulders is going to guide your movements better. So you're going to take your hands back, up, forward and down. We're going to repeat it for 10 times. Back, up, forward and down. 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 And few more, 4 more. Back, up, forward and down. 3 more. Back, up, forward and down. 2 more. Back, up, forward and down. Back, up, forward and down, and relax. As I promised earlier, we have only 2 more to go on. So we're going to do the boxing, kickboxing, and then we're going to do the neck half moon rotation, and we are going to complete our seated exercise for today. So for doing a kickboxing, you need to come forwards in your chair and your feet flat on the floor. Or you can either sit your back more upright with the backrest on. So today I'm going to show sitting forwards in the chair. So to begin with, make sure your feet are flat on the floor and you try and get both hands close towards your body and your elbows is bent to a 90-degree angle and your palm facing up. From this position, you're going to do a kickbox, a cross kickbox. So let's begin onto the right and then move on to the left. So let's start 1 and back, 2 and back, 3 and back, 4 and back, 5 and back, 6 and back, 4 more. Kick and back, punch and back, punch and back. 1 more. Stretch out and back and rest. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side as well. So let's begin on the left side. So kick out and back, punch and back, 3 and back, 4 and back, 5 and back, 6, stretch out and back, 7 and back, 8 and back, 9 and back, 1 more, 10 and back and rest. So you should have noticed throughout the video I was keeping my arms into a 90-degree position. So we're coming to the end with our exercise session with our stretchings. To begin with the stretchings, you can either sit back in your chair comfortably or you can move forwards in your chair. but today I prefer moving forwards in the chair. So try and move about 2/3 in the chair, and also make sure that you maintain your posture, your right upright in a position. Imagine if somebody is pulling from your crown of your head so that you can sit more upright. Once you're upright, make sure your feet are flat on the floor. And before we move on to the stretching, the most important thing for you is to know about what's the benefit of doing stretching. The stretching helps to increase your flexibility and reduce your stiffness. And overall, what most of them doesn't think about is when your body is stiff, your mind becomes more stiff as well. You become focused with one single thought. But when your body is more relaxed, and if you feel you're flexible, and I feel that you don't get stick to one thought. So let's start with our neck stretchings. For neck stretchings, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your right ears towards the right shoulders. Just bend as far as you could, and if you could, as you bend, get your right hand onto your left shoulder, hold it for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you try and feel the stretch more on your left side, so that will be more over here. It's more important each stretch you hold about 10 to 30 seconds, but begin with 10 seconds and gradually increase to 30 seconds. So we're going to do the same stretching on the left side as well. So to begin with the left side, again sit upright and make sure your feet is flat on the floor. So now when you're ready, gently try and bring your left ears towards the left shoulder. As far as you could, the movement should be smooth and rhythmic. And once you're fine with it, make sure you get your left hand and stabilize your right shoulder. And hold the stretching for about 10 seconds. And you can go up to 30 seconds. So now let's start counting about 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax and come back to the middle. The next stretching is more for your spine. So to begin with this, again, try and move forwards in your chair if you could. And if you feel maintaining your posture sitting forward is too difficult, you can always sit backwards. So today I'm going to show sitting forwards. And before you begin the stretching, make sure your posture is upright and your feet are flat on the floor. Make sure when you do these exercises, you don't hold your breath, you keep breathing normal. So we're going to begin with on the right side. So try and stretch your right hand up in the air if you could. And then you can keep your left hand on your hip. And then you're going to gently bend towards your left side as far as you could. Just completely go with your limits, bringing your hands over your head and try to hold this position for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. You can also do this exercise in an alternative way if you feel raising your hand is too difficult over your head. For example, if you have an armrest of the chair, you can sit on them. I now try and demonstrate onto the chair with an armrest on. So now you can see me sitting into the chair with an armrest on. And I also have the cushion behind me, and you can use a cushion. So to begin with this, try and sit more upright and try to breathe. That's more important. and make sure your feet is flat on the floor. So try and gently bring your left hand onto the armrest of the chair on your right side. And then you're going to stretch your right hand outward as far as you could, and then gently turn and reach. Just go as per your limits and try to hold the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. The most important thing is, if you could, try and follow your hands and relax. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side as well. To begin with your left side, try and get your right hand onto the left side of the armrest of the chair and try and stretch your left hand onto your sides and gently try and get your left hand slightly backwards, and you keep following your hands. Once you reached your limit, try to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. And rest. This stretching is called as cross arm stretch. So to begin with this, try and stretch your right arm across your chest into the mid position. And with the help of your left hand, try and get your right hand close towards your body as much as you could and try to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. The other variation, with your left hand, you can really raise your left hand slightly higher, but it all depends upon your comfort. So I'm also going to show with your left hand slightly higher this time. So you're going to stretch your right hand first and your left hand slightly higher and getting your right hand close towards your body. And we are going to hold it for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side as well. So try and cross your left hand across your chest into the mid position. And with the help of your right hand, try and get your left hand close towards your body and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. Now I'm also going to show with your right hand slightly higher this time. So you're going to stretch your left hand out across your chest and your right hand slightly higher and bringing your left hand close towards your body and holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. Remember, throughout the stretch to breathe. Do not hold your breath. So now we're going to begin with the wrist stretching. For the wrist stretching, you can move forwards in your chair and sit more upright and make sure your feet is flat on the floor. To begin with, try and stretch both hands out, your palm facing downwards, and then gently point both your arms in level with your shoulder and gently point your fingers towards the ceiling. And then once you point towards the ceiling, just try and get your fingers slightly in towards you, pointing in towards you. So you could feel the stretch on both the wrist inside. And try to hold it for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. The variation of this stretching is, if you find it hard, stretching both hands and doing it at the same time, you can just do with one hand and supported by the other hand. So I'm going to demonstrate that as well. You're going to stretch your right hand out along in line with your shoulder. So try and stretch your hands in line with your shoulders and gently point your right fingers towards the ceiling. And with the help of your left hand, you can support your right fingers and gently bring your right fingers towards you a little bit and try to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the left side. So try and stretch your left hand out. As you stretch them out, make sure your arm is in level with your shoulder and gently point your left fingers towards the ceiling. And with the help of your right hand, try and support your left fingers and then gently bring your left fingers in towards you slightly and try to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So when you do the stretchings, you will feel the stretching more inside over here on both sides. The next stretching we are going to do is for your biceps. To begin with this, again, try and move forwards in your chair slightly, about 2/3, and try and keep your feet flat. And also, if you could, try and maintain your posture more upright. It's better to sit forwards in your chair, and if you feel it quite harder for you, you can sit back in your chair and do them. So to begin with it, you're going to get your right fingers towards your right shoulder. So try and get your right fingers towards your right shoulder and gently point your right elbow towards the ceiling. And once you point your right elbow towards the ceiling, you can help your left hand to support them and hold the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. The other variation of it, instead of pulling your hands backward, you can also push them back with the help of your left hand. So I'm going to demonstrate that as well. To begin with it, try and get your right fingers towards your right shoulder. And again, gently point your right elbow towards the ceiling. And with the help of your left hand, this time you can push backwards and hold the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So on the left side, I'll show you both variations. So for the left hand, try and stretch your left hand and get your left fingers towards the left shoulder and point your left elbow towards the ceiling. Gently up. You're going to pull your left elbow back and try to hold the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. And I'm also going to show the variation for this. So for the variation, again, try and stretch your left hand out and try and get your left fingers towards your left shoulder and gently point your left elbow towards the ceiling. And this time, with the help of your right hand, try and push your left elbow back as far as you could and try to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently back. And relax. Sometimes when you have a large arms, you might find difficult to raise them over your head. And again, I would advise you to reach as far as you could as you go up. So, as I said in the beginning of a video, everyone would be different on different days. So what you have to do is try as much as you could. Do not worry if you're not able to do all the exercises shown throughout this video. I would be more pleased and happy if you just select only a few bits you could and try to do them. And some days, if you cannot do both your upper limb and lower limb, if you can just do the stretchings, I would be more pleased. As I said, in stretching is the way how your body, your mind thinks. So if you're very rigid, if your body is very rigid, it does not allow you to think too much. So more you keep your body more flexible, it might help throughout the day to think better. And always be positive with whatever you do. And do not think about what you're not able to do. Think about what you are able to do and what you have tried and put your effort to do for that day. Thank you.